morning, good afternoon, good evening, in whichever part of the world that you are. And welcome to Learnamytes, where learning is for all and all that we do is for learning. We wish all our viewers Merry Christmas and greetings for the festive season. There's a beautiful line from a movie. The line goes, "We do not write letters these days, but there is one which we never forget." Well, this line is from the movie Klaus, and on the occasion of Christmas, we're going to review this movie Klaus and understand the learnings from these movies. So, let's begin. The movie Klaus, released in 2019. Klaus is the story of a wannabe postman called Jesper Johansson. Now Jesper is a spoiled brat who works at the Royal Postal Academy, and it seems it is quite prestigious to work with the academy. Jesper is the son of the Postmaster General of the Royal Postal Academy, and as I said, he's a spoiled brat. The only thing that he's interested is in having a wonderful dinner and his silk sheets. His father is upset with the habits of Jesper and transfers him to a far away island. In fact, an island which is cut off from the mainland called Smeerensburg. With a lot of resistance and a lot of hue and cry, Jesper decides, or rather, he is forced to leave for Smeerensburg. The day he lands up at Smeerensburg is, it's absolutely weird. His journey is full of adventures, and Smeerensburg is an icy, cold sort of a place. He meets a very sarcastic horseman called Modgers. Now Modgers says that welcome to Smeerensburg and has that nasty laugh. Now Jesper realizes that something is fishy, something is wrong about the town of Smeerensburg. Finally, he lands up at the main square of Smeerensburg, and that's where he realizes that the people out there are extremely weird. They're weird looking. They do not have any etiquette or manners, and they are at each other's throats. In fact, Smeerensburg has two communities which are fighting or which have this traditional rivalry. One is known as the Millingbo community, and the other is known as the Crumbs community. Now both these are sworn enemies, and that's why Jesper is now scared. He doesn't know how is he going to survive in this town. Now he also meets a young teacher called Alva. At one point in time, Alva is a school teacher or wanted to be a school teacher, but then later on, because of these fights between the Millingbos and the Crumbs, she has now become a full-time fisherwoman. Now Jesper knows that his life is going to be tough in this place. His father has given him a target that there should be at least 6,000 letters in a year, and only then he's going to get a transfer to his location, the location of his choice. Slowly but surely, Jesper decides and believes that yes, it makes sense to stay back in the town of Smeerensburg. For the first time, when he is on the lookout of letters, there's a boy who throws a little picture from his window, and the boy requests Jesper that, "Can you return me that picture?" Jesper says that, "I can do it for you with a 1 shilling postage. In fact, I can put it in an envelope and you will receive it as a letter." Now he's unable to do that because of the boy's father, and more than his father, the dangerous dogs which protect this little boy's house. That night, Jesper decides to run away. But somehow he gets a feeling that there's some secretive place in Smeerensburg, and he should go and visit that place. Now this is the place where for the first time Jesper meets a gentleman called Mr. Klaus. Mr. Klaus is an old He is an old man and he is very strong, and he seems to be doing something or some kind of work, some kind of carpentry work. He's making bird houses, and Jesper sees his room, his secretive room, which has got loads of toys, loads of wooden toys. That's where an idea strikes. He has a conversation, he strikes a conversation with Mr. Klaus and says that, can I take one of these toys and give it to that little boy? Mr. Klaus, who's a man of very few words, is an absolute recluse and introvert, doesn't say anything. Jesper leaves, and when he is about to finally leave the town of Smeerensburg, that's where he sees Mr. Klaus. Mr. Klaus says that you can give this toy to the little boy. They deliver the toy at his home, and that is where Jesper sees the boy smiling. It's a small little frog, it's a toy, and the boy loves the toy. That brings a smile to Jesper's face as well as Mr. Klaus's face. Now, this is where Jesper finally strikes a deal with Mr. Klaus that every night they're going to visit these little children and they're going to give them toys. You know, the concept of Christmas. Now, at the same time, Jesper encourages the children in the Smeerensburg town to write letters to one Mr. Klaus. The children have, because they're sleeping in the night, they're never able to see Mr. Klaus. I mean, that's how Jesper figures out this entire thing. Though Jesper is a little reluctant to take Mr. Klaus for delivery, but he eventually agrees. Now, there is a transformation in the town of Smeerensburg. The children are encouraged to write letters, and slowly but surely the number of transactions, the postal transactions at Jesper's shoddy office, it kind of goes up. And finally, Jesper believes that he is here to make a difference. And he does. Slowly, he encourages children that if you want to write letters to Mr. Klaus, you need to learn how to write. And this is where Miss Alva starts the school again. In fact, whatever saving that Miss Alva has, she gives it to the children to buy paper or notebooks and pens and everything of that sort. Now this sleepy, this nasty town, or this, kind of a very cold town of Smeerensburg starts becoming alive. The Ellingboes and the Crumbs also start befriending each other. Now this is where both the chiefs are against this idea. They believe that we are the traditional rivals, so we are not going to tolerate this nonsense anymore. They make various plans to throw away Jesper and Mr. Klaus from the town of Smeerensburg, but none of them work. There comes a point where both these communities help Jesper. In fact, Jesper's target of 6,000 letters is actually able to cross that target, and it goes to 14,000 letters. His father visits the town of Smeerensburg, hugs Jesper, and is extremely happy with his performance and says that, son, as per our promise, I'm here to take you back. Now Jesper starts feeling nervous, not only for the children of the town of Smeerensburg, but because of the transformation that he has started bringing about. In the meanwhile, he also befriends a little girl called Maureen, who belongs to the Sami community. So it's a different kind of a native. It's a different community who do not speak the English language, but the Sami language. Now Jesper finally has to make that decision, and he decides to stay back in the town of Smeerensburg. Of course, both Alva and Mr. Klaus are extremely upset with Jesper's decision. They say that you are extremely selfish. You do not want to stay in the town of Smeerensburg now that you have met your target. But we are going to continue with our service of making toys for children and bringing joy to the community around us. On the day Jesper decides, in fact, he doesn't board the ship, he comes back, and there is a fight, there's a fierce fight between the Ellingboes and the Crumbs and, of course, Mr. Klaus. Now, Jesper intervenes and saves, and that's what he believes, that he saves Mr. Klaus. In fact, it's the other way around. Mr. Klaus saves Jesper. And from there, as it has been concluded in the movie, that this is where, this tradition of distributing toys or spreading joy at Christmas started? Well, I don't know how far this story is true, but one thing which I can say is this movie is a joyride of 98 minutes. You can watch this movie on Netflix. This movie has been written and directed by a gentleman called Sergi Pablo, who it seems is one of the celebrated filmmakers or one of the celebrated animators. The voiceover of Jesper is by Jason Schwartzman. Klaus is by actor J.K. Simmons and Alva by Rashida Jones. If I look at the trivia of this movie, what a movie, what a concept, what a thought, beautiful. This movie won the award for the best animation movie, the prestigious award which is known as the BAFTA award by the British Film Academy, and this movie was also nominated for the prestigious Academy Award or the Oscar Award. Now if you look at the learnings from this movie, quite a few learnings. One of them which I can think of is empathy or love. It talks about the relationship that is built between Jesper and Klaus over the years and how they start serving not only the town of Smeerensburg, but later on they've shown it in the movie that they start serving the other towns and neighboring countries as well, or the neighboring places as well. Number two, it's all about survival of the fittest. From a wannabe postman, a spoiled brat, to a matured and a responsible young adult is how this entire transformation of Jesper is. It also, throughout the movie, I think if I have to just bring it down to one takeaway or one lesson from the movie, there's this beautiful line in the movie is that one good act sparks another, which is there throughout the movie, which Klaus keeps on telling Jesper. So this is what it, is one of the central message or the primary message is service to the others. Then of course there is this whole the background story of Mr. Klaus, that it's Mr. Klaus, his wife Lydia, who wants or who always wanted to be a parent, and she wanted children, but that never happened, and Lydia left, and that's how Mr. Klaus lost interest in life, and the only thing that he kept on doing was making bird houses till the time he meets Jesper. So yes, one of the learnings or one of the lessons which I could draw from this movie is finding out the purpose that will make you happy, or the purpose for which you are alive. And this is what Mr. Klaus, he realizes when he starts distributing those toys with Jesper. And finally, one of the things was spreading happiness, which is, I believe, one of the central messages, or which is what Christmas or any festival is all about. So that's it for the day, folks. I'm going to take your leave and I'm going to meet you next week. Please watch this video. Please subscribe, like, and share this video as much as you can. And please press the bell icon for weekly notifications. So see you next week, and once again, a Merry Christmas to all our viewers. Thank you.